the Chancellor, Right Reverend Dr. Alec Banda, the President of the University Council, Dr. Thomason Anath, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Kavitha, senior government leaders present here, senior academic and administrative staff, distinguished guests, parents and guardians, the graduating students, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great honor and privilege to officiate virtually at this 11th DMI-St. Eugene University graduation ceremony. This graduation ceremony is a major milestone in the life of DMI-St. Eugene University, in that we are witnessing the graduation of 2,149 graduates at PhD, master's degree, and diploma levels of education. Mr. Chancellor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, before I go any further, allow me to wish and acknowledge the investment and contributions made by sisters of DMI in building this university. I wish to acknowledge too Reverend Father Dr. J.E. Aru Raj and the late Cardinal Medado Mazombwe in seeing to it that this university was built in the country. The vision that these pioneers had is indeed applauded, as the university has been able to grow from its initial rented premises in Woodlands to its own campus here in Chibombo. Mr. Chancellor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is gratifying that out of the 2,149 graduates, 1,469 are teachers who were sponsored by the government through the Ministry of General Education, through the Fast Track program in 2014. These teachers were taken from many departments within the school system. It is worth noting that 1,110 of these teachers were specializing in mathematics and science, namely physics, chemistry, and biology. A few of the teachers, 357 of them, were specializing in the social sciences, namely geography, history, and civic education. The Fast Track program was undertaken by government in order to improve the qualifications of diploma teachers and in turn improve the quality of the education system through enhanced and better teaching methodologies. Mr. Chancellor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the COVID-19 pandemic has brought with it both challenges and blessings in the education sector. The challenges came about because all learning institutions, including universities, had to close in March 2020. The blessing brought about by the pandemic, is that some institutions of higher learning, such as DMI-St. Eugene University, were able to develop robust online education platforms in order to continue with their education programs with minimal disruption. I'm reliably informed that the university has developed its own online education program, which enables the university to offer virtual education programs in various parts of the country. This is indeed very commendable, and I hope other institutions of higher learning can learn and emulate your university on how you handled and navigated through this pandemic by continuing to offer learning to your students uninterrupted. Mr. Chancellor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it should also be noted that through your online learning system, the physical boundary of a classroom has not inhibited your progression, as you are able to increase your enrollment. This is essential because it can allow for distant students in some programs to enroll and learn without setting foot in the classroom until graduation. Mr. Chancellor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, The government has progressively increased private sector participation in the education sector. Today, we have more than 50 private higher education institutions in the country. To ensure quality and relevance of education provision, the government established the Higher Education Authority as a regulator in the sector. It is therefore important that the education provided in the country meets international standards in order to contribute effectively to the country's socio-economic development. Mr. Chancellor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, human capital development is a key for development and growth of any country, whether developed or developing like Zambia. In our 7th National Development Plan, Pillar number 4, which our ministry is in charge, we take this very seriously, and universities such as yours, imparting skills that it has imparted in science, technology, and innovation, you are indeed a key partner in answering the call on that 4th pillar of the 7th National Development Plan, in making sure that we continue building capacity, we continue upskilling our citizens so they can contribute more effectively to the socio-economic challenges that we face in the country and help in the attainment of Vision 2030. It is therefore imperative for you and other higher learning institutions to embrace skills development, science, technology, and innovation in our undertaking as institutions. This is essential in the socio-economic development of the country, and we expect your graduating students to bring value, add value, and contribute immediately through improving work culture, imparting thinking and knowledge, and above all, work ethically in their formal settings and informal settings as they graduate. Mr. Chancellor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the government appreciates the efforts of the Catholic Church in supplementing government efforts in the area of education. At this university, the Church continues to invest heavily in technology and innovation, which has seen the university develop its own fully fledged studios, which was essential in the continued learning of students during the COVID-19 pandemic. This investment to be significant in the provision of distance mode of education at the university. I wish in this vein to assure the Church and the university management of government's continued support and partnership in the quest to advance the higher education sector in the country. Mr. Chancellor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me now address the graduates. I wish to first and foremost congratulate you all for your well-deserved graduation that we are all witnessing today. It is appreciated that it has not been easy, and I know it has not been easy, but you persevered, you stood tall, and even in the midst of the COVID pandemic, you are here graduating, a testament of your resilience. We all acknowledge the sacrifices that you have had to make in order to ensure that you are able to graduate today. As you graduate, you need to look back and appreciate where you have come from and acknowledge all those who have contributed to your success. You have to appreciate the various contributions made by your lecturers, parents, guardians, and various other sponsors, such as your employers, for those that are in employment, such as the teachers that are coming from the Ministry of General Education. The knowledge and skills you have obtained from DMI-St. Eugene University should be used to transform yourselves into productive or more productive individuals that will work towards the greater good of society. As graduates from DMI-St. Eugene University, you remain ambassadors of the university. You should uphold the positive norms and values that you have acquired from this university. You should all ensure that you register as members of the DMI-St. Eugene University alumni, where you should not remain passive but active members and contribute to the sustainability of the association and give back to the university that has tremendously uplifted your lives and changed the rest of your life trajectory. May the Almighty God bless you all, and thank you all for your attention, and congratulations, class of 2020.